Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great day today. For this week's video, we are unboxing slash demoing the MOOER GE200, and you probably heard it right off the intro. So let's unbox this baby. All right, so here is the GE200. Let's open this baby up. There we go. And let's take a peek at what's inside. There we go. Play, enjoy. Will do. Okay, so here it is. Wow, that's smaller than I was expecting. All right, let's pop it out and take a good look at it. Let's move the boxes. So here it is, the GE200. Looks really, really cool right off the bat. It's smaller than I expected. It's about the height of a regular pedal and maybe, 3 or 4 across, made out of really kind of cool stainless looking steel. But yeah, all metal enclosure. Let's fire it up and do some playing. Now, before we launch into our full-fledged demo of the GE200, the first thing I'd like to say is the guys at MOOER were awesome. They sent this one over to the channel for demo and a giveaway. So I thought that was super cool of them. So if you want to be eligible to win this really cool pedal, you just have to be an active supporter of the channel on Patreon. So we're going to be giving this away there at the end of this month. So if you support the channel anytime up to the end of this month, you will be eligible for the giveaway for the GE200. All right, you guys, we've got the GE200 up on the desktop. And the first thing, as I said before, is it's really well made. It looks really beautiful. All the switches, the expression pedal here, it all feels really high quality. So that's great. Now, of course, the layout and the user interface is really important. If you have to be diving, submenu, submenu, submenu to get to all your parameters, that's a deal breaker for me. And thankfully, this is very easy to navigate. So you've got a master volume and then your jog wheel for selection. Really easy. And then you've got your main categories under here. So if you want to add a delay, you simply just hit delay and it'll bring one up. You maybe will be able to hear that. And if you want it off, you just click it off. Very, very simple. And of course, within the delays, you can choose, whatever 20 or 30 different delays and set your time and all that stuff. But just to bring things in and out, very, very easy. So if you want to mod, you just hit mod. Right? And if you want it off, you just click it off. So first of all, that's really, really easy. Now, the next thing to note is you've got your bank up and bank down foot switches, okay? And it's got a really easy to read and easy to access tuner. So again, that for me is a deal breaker. If the tuner sucks or you can't see it or something like that, then that's no good. Okay, and then if you hit these two, it brings up your looper. And other than that, let's just explore some sounds and check this thing out. So we've set up the GE200 with some custom patches. So you can see it says DBG clean right there. And when you look across our sort of a chain, effects chain here, you can see we have an amp active, a cab active, and a reverb. Okay, and here's what that sounds like. Okay, just something clean and pristine. For our amp, we basically have like the Fender Twin. If we wanted to change that, we would just hit that, and then you can, scroll between probably 50 or 60 different amp sims. And if you want to adjust a parameter, you just simply select it, adjust it, select it again, and then you're good to go. You can hit the save button, boom, and your changes are saved. So super simple. That's awesome. And if you want to see a different view, you can hit the chain button and it shows you kind of everything in its order. And of course, you can just use this to select whatever you want and move it to a different part of the chain. So that's really easy and really great. And to head back to the main screen, you simply just hit the play button. That will always bring you back to the main patch. So that's really cool. And like I said before, just simply selecting something will bring it into your chain. So there's the delay. And if I want it off, I'll just click it off, hit play, brings me back home. Now, the other really cool thing is this switch here to the right, illuminated in blue, is kind of multi-function. If you hit the control tap button right here, you can select whether it's a tap tempo, which would be obviously selecting it as tap, and that would obviously control your delay or trem or whatever, any sort of parameter that requires a tap. But if you don't need that, you can use it as a control button. And it sort of kind of breathes new life into your basic patch. So I have it set, as you can see, there's a number of parameters highlighted there. So what's gonna happen is as I select this, it's gonna bring them into my signal chain. So I'm gonna go back to the main patch. So you can see now when it's blue, this is just my clean sound. Here it is. Now when I hit the control button, suddenly we have overdrive, we've got noise suppression, we've got delay, and basically a lead tone. So here's my basic tone again. Now when I hit that function, I'm in a lead mode. So that's all within your one patch. So I thought that was really cool. Yeah, I've never really seen that before. And it really, you know, when you only have bank up, bank down, you don't have like a bank of like 8 different foot switches, that becomes really valuable. All right, our second custom patch is DBG Overdrive, which is just a little breakup tone. Now you can see we've added a distortion overdrive pedal, which is the BB Prix. And again, if you want to adjust any parameter, if we want a little bit more gain, you just click it in and dial it up. There you go. And then you can hit save, save again, and you're back. And now we have a little bit more gain. Now, I also have the control function enabled, which means we have a compressor added and some delay. So again, we have a little bit more of a raunchy kind of overdrive. I'm just going to turn that down. Hopefully we're not going to peak here. So some really great tones, you know, on tap. And our third custom patch is DBG High Gain. All right, so here's what we have in our signal chain for this patch. We have the 50/50, here's our cab. We've got a noise gate because it can be a little bit noisy, and then delay we don't need for our clean patch, and reverb. I think it's either Hall or Church. Yeah, Hall, there you go. Okay, and then what you heard in the intro at the very top of this video was the lead portion of the high gain, okay? So you can see it brings in a few more things, an overdrive pedal in front of the amp, and then we had delay and reverb on as well. Now there's a couple other things I'd like to cover. First is the rhythm button. It's kind of like a built-in drum machine, so if you want to practice, but you don't want to practice to a metronome, it's a good way to play. So there are a ton of different beats to choose from. And the second feature is the looper. So we're gonna try to use the drum machine and the looper together, see if we can pull it off. To get the looper, you have to hit both of these 2 foot switches together. So there's your looper. Now, if we start our drum machine, and we'll see what we can do here. And then we can practice our scales over top. So what do I like best about the GE200? Well, first of all, the price point is fantastic. It's $299, and you get obviously all the amp sims, all the cabs, all the effects, the expression pedal, the tuner, the looper, all that stuff offers a lot of value, which is really awesome. And of course, as I mentioned before, you can always add your own IRs. So if you don't like, you know, how a stock cab is sounding, put your own in. That's awesome. Secondly, it has headphone output. So if you want to, you know, practice silently, but still have all your effects, you can totally do it. Or maybe you don't own an amp at all and you just want to, you know, practice with something like this. Super small footprint, fits, you know, in a gig bag easily, and probably in the cubbies of, you know, some hard cases too. So the footprint is very small. That's awesome. And of course, it's an audio interface via the USB So, you know, if you don't have an audio interface, this is one. So you could, you know, record straight to your computer with that. So I think that's pretty cool too. Now the small footprint can be a plus or a minus depending on what you use it for. Obviously super portable, but you only get a bank up and bank down switch along with tap tempo or control. So not as much flexibility as, you know, other units with a bunch of different foot switches, but the guys at MOOER sort of hinted to me that a new big brother is going to be coming sometime in 2018 here. So if you like portability, this is the way to go. But watch this space. Something new will be coming from them soon. So that's going to be really cool too. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. The winner of the GE200 will be announced on my Patreon page at the end of the month. Good luck to everybody who's over there. And other than that, have a great week, you guys. We'll see you next time with a new video. Take care.